Hi everyone, Addie Gundry here in the RecipeLion Test Kitchen. I'm with Jessica as always, and we are here to show you how to make a recipe out of our new book, which is Easy Chicken Recipes. And it is on sale now. Please go to Amazon and purchase your copy, but in the meantime, follow along today because I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite recipes in the books, which is the chicken salad cups. So essentially, what we're going to do is make a delicious chicken salad that's a little more unique than maybe the one you make at home. And we're going to put it in these little wonton cups, which is a perfect way to serve this appetizer. I'm going to first show you how to make these wonton cups, which only takes 7 minutes in the oven, and then we'll do the chicken salad. So let's get started. Here's all you need. You need little wontons, which you can get these wrappers at any grocery store. They're usually in the refrigerated section, sometimes by the mushrooms actually, or tofu. And what you're gonna do is spray your muffin tin, lightly coat it, and then you're gonna take the wonton wrappers and push them in and let them just sort of sit at the bottom. The great thing about this is that they do not have to be uniform. They can all be a little different because you'll see over here how cute they are. They're all, you know, a little misshaped, but that's kind of what's fun. They look really homemade. And you can probably hear, I'll crack one. That's what it turns into. So it's actually a really crispy chip. And what we're gonna do is fill this muffin tin. We're gonna put it in our oven that's at 350 degrees and bake it for about 7 minutes. Really simple, and you can use these for anything. So not only are we going to put chicken salad in it, but I can give you some suggestions for other types of salads. You could put in tuna salad, or obviously your own chicken salad recipe. Whatever you like serving in a little kind of cup, these work.
Do you have to rub any egg washer or something on it to make sure it doesn't burn?
That's a great question. No, this is it. This is all you do, which is fantastic. And as you can see, we're doing this for a regular muffin tin size, but if you wanted, you could use a mini muffin tin, and then you could just cut your wontons, or actually you could probably use the same size. They would just sort of overhang a little more, but that way it would be a bite-size treat for your friends. So let's just put them in so we can get started, okay? In the oven they go. 7 minutes. All right, now let's make our chicken salad. So I have here 2 breasts that have been cooked. You could use a rotisserie chicken and just shred the breast meat and even the thigh meat, whatever you want. Or right here I just cooked 2 chicken breasts and then I cut it up when it was done. I like to keep it nice and small because again, this is going in a little appetizer cup, and so you want to make sure that the bites aren't huge, right? So what I'm going to do is just make sure my pieces are just broken down to the size I want. And what's an easy way to do it is when you're transferring it to the bowl that you're going to mix all your ingredients in, you can just kind of, not crumble it, that's the wrong word, but just sort of tear it apart. That way you know the chicken is all sort of a nice size. And again, you could get rotisserie chicken at a grocery store. You can cook your own. You can of course use chicken thighs, whatever you want. And you could use tuna, not with this recipe because we're going to add in some curry powder, and I think that'd be a little weird. But you definitely could make some tuna salad for your wonton cups as well.
Could you use shredded meat, whether it's pork or shredded chicken or something like that?
Absolutely. Shredded meat would be great. Honestly, you could do shredded turkey, shredded pork. You could do any sort of shredded meat. I cooked these chickens at 350 degrees for about 25-30 minutes. They were pretty small. I sliced them in a few strips and then I just chopped them up. I refrigerated the meat because I made this earlier in the day, which is another great thing about this is that you could always prep everything ahead of time. So if you want to serve this for Easter or something, you could make the chicken a couple days in advance and just seal it up with saran wrap or in a Tupperware, and that way you have everything ready, and that morning you can just throw it together. Okay, so we have our chicken. Now, I'm gonna add a cup of cranberries. I'm gonna add just a teaspoon of minced onions. I have a lot of onions here, but I'm just gonna do a little teaspoon. Of course, some salt and pepper. I'm gonna add 3 teaspoons of curry powder. Start mixing this. I like to add the curry powder on the chicken before I add the wet ingredients so that the powder actually sticks to the chicken instead of sticking to the mayonnaise. little trick there. You can obviously use a spatula. I like using my hands. I feel like I have a little more control. We're gonna put our mango chutney in. This is 3 tablespoons of mango chutney, and this will give it sort of a spicy, sweet taste. Let's get all that in there.
Could you use any other flavors of chutney?
Sure, so as you guys can tell with the curry powder and the mango, this has sort of kind of a fun, I guess, exotic feel to it, but you definitely could do, you know, an apricot chutney would be great. It just gives it sort of a sweetness and some moisture, which is always good. Now, we're gonna put in a cup of mayonnaise, and that will bind it all together. Okay. And it's that simple. So this is only a few ingredients. I'm gonna mix it all together. Do we have any questions?
So since you're only using a teaspoon of the onion, could you use shallots, or could you use green onions or something else instead so that you're not cutting up an entire onion?
That's a great idea. I think a green onion would be perfect. That way you can just put in basically 1 or 2 scallions. Shallots would work as well. And just you can also omit the onion. I like that flavor, that kind of raw onion taste. However, some people don't, so then you don't need to worry about it. Or if you don't have an onion at home, then just don't use it. But you definitely could just use a green onion, so a scallion, or a shallot, and that way you don't have to use the whole onion. So it's a great idea.
Laura also wanted to know, could you use plain Greek yogurt instead of mayo?
Oh, that's a great idea, Laura. I like your healthy approach over there. You definitely could. You could use plain Greek yogurt and skip the mayonnaise. You could also combine it. So if you wanted to be a little unhealthy, you could do some mayonnaise and some Greek yogurt. But that's a great idea. Great way to keep it light. Okay, so look at how much this makes, which is amazing. Now, whatever you don't serve at your party, you definitely can just eat on a sandwich or as is. But all you're then gonna do is fill your little cups. You have a perfect little appetizer. It's that adorable. Now, you could also serve this as a whole meal. So think about a brunch. If you wanted to put, a few of these on a plate or pass them around the table. It's such a nice way, I think, to serve chicken salad with even a salad. So if you have a nice green salad, you could put a couple of these cups on someone's plate next to it. They could then eat their salad and use their fork to actually scoop it out almost. They could eat the chicken salad out of it with their lettuce and then eat the wonton chip at the end. So there's a lot of options for how we use this.
Would you normally recommend just sort of biting into that, or would you use a fork, or how would you go about eating it?
I would probably just bite into it. I can do it right now and see how that goes. But the other option would be use a fork. You're having a nice elegant little meal. Use a fork, and then when you get down to where you're sort of at the end and you have just a little bit left, say you have like that much left, then you could have a little, break it apart and eat the wonton with it. If that makes sense. You eat it as a little chip.
So I know that this recipe used dried cranberries. What is the benefit of using dried fruit over fresh?
Sure. So, hold on.
While you chew.
While I chew. So the benefit is it doesn't have the moisture. So if you put fresh fruit into a salad like this, the moisture will come out and add that liquid to your salad. So a dried fruit, all that moisture's been removed, and you just get that kind of sweet flavor. The other good thing about it is that the texture really helps. So chicken has a texture, but you don't just want it to taste like a one-dimensional salad. Imagine your chicken salad at home with just mayonnaise and salt and pepper, or even some spices, but it doesn't have that extra texture. That's also why people like putting in diced celery and diced carrots, because they like that crunch. So the cranberry is just sort of a unique way to add more texture into your chicken salad.
Awesome.
Let's see how these look. I have an oven mitt, so here we go. All right. I'm going to show you now. These came out. And what we're going to do is let them sit because they're a little hot. And we're just going to let them sit because right now, when you bring yours out, you'll notice they won't look like they're crunchy. They kind of look like they're not because they're still hot. When they cool completely and you take them out, they will be completely crunchy like these, and the form will stay as is. If you take them out hot, they might kind of fall apart. So if I take it out now, it could kind of flatten. It's still pretty formed, but you want to make sure they cool a little bit in your pan so that the form stays and they will get nice and crunchy.
Kaylee wanted to know if you have any other chicken salad recipe combos. So is there, I guess, any other recipe that you would reuse this chicken salad for?
Oh, so just say you made a bunch of these and you have extra chicken salad. I definitely just eat it on a piece of toast, so it's a great lunch. It's a nice thing too, if you're meal prepping on Sunday or Saturday for your week, you definitely can have some chicken salad just in a Tupperware. It's such a healthy, I even can have it for breakfast because it's really just a healthy protein. But I usually serve it on a piece of toast, or like I said earlier, right on a green salad is delicious. I love eating it with salad, which some people may think it is a salad, but try it with some green leaf lettuce and it's really good. I don't know, I think that's kind of all I know. You definitely could put it in a tortilla or a pita bread. There's a lot of endless opportunities to use chicken salad. But it's a great thing for Easter, like I said, or any sort of holiday entertaining, Mother's Day. They're just so elegant and people will love them. So the recipe is in the link below, I believe.
Yes,
Jessica
it
always
is.
knows these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so please click on the link below if you want the full recipe. If you have any questions, please feel free to message us or comment. And most importantly, check out our book, which is the Easy Chicken Recipe book, part of our RecipeLion series, and we're super excited about it.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend.
Bye.